Has Amazon just lost the stock that you sent in? Have you got a shipment discrepancy? Then watch this video today as I'm going to share with you what you should be doing and when you have shipment discrepancies and how you can avoid them in the future. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling on Amazon now doing online arbitrage for the last 5 years. Now I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller in 2 businesses in the UK and the USA, and hopefully I'm going to expand into another marketplace in the near future. Now if you're interested in how I've done it and what I'm learning of my journey, then do make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. But hey, enough about me. What are we going to talk about today? Well, first things first, number 1, I'm going to talk about what is an Amazon shipment discrepancy. Number 2, I'm going to talk about how to check if you have an Amazon shipment discrepancy. We'll do that on a live screen share. Also, number 3, I'm going to talk about what to do when you actually have a shipment discrepancy, and I'll give you an example from my own case. And then also number 4, I'll talk about actually how to avoid them in the future, shipment discrepancies. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, what is a shipment discrepancy? Well, look, an Amazon shipment discrepancy is when your shipment plan details do not match the details of the shipment when it arrived within Amazon fulfillment centers. Specifically, the expected shipment amount and the details you shipped in or encoded within Amazon Seller Central do not match what Amazon said was received when they checked in your shipment, i.e. stock has gone missing. Or maybe you've even got more stock. It does happen sometimes. Okay, question for you guys. Shipment discrepancies are an absolute pain, and I want to ask, are you getting them? If you have, how many units have you gone missing, or how many units have you lost, or maybe even gained? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so this leads me nicely onto my second chapter, how to check if you have a shipment discrepancy. Now what I want to do is I want to jump on the computer and I want to show you in my own Seller Central what you're looking for when you're trying to identify a shipment discrepancy. So let's jump on the computer now. Okay, so first thing first, we're here logged into Amazon Seller Central. Now the first thing we want to do is just come up to the menu, and what we're going to do is we're going to go down to inventory, and then we're going to come down to here, manage FBA shipments. Now what we're looking to do is under here, we've got status all, we want to come down to the closed section because we can't investigate, look at ones that are currently being checked in. So we need to make sure Amazon's closed them. That's super important. Now what we're going to do is see here, we've got units expected, units received. What we're going to be doing is looking at any of them where there's a difference. You can see this one here, 20 units, should we say received, and 20 units shipped, 20 units received. Fantastic, happy with that. We've got 123 units shipped, 123 received. Fantastic, no problem there at all. So you can kind of scroll down, you can see here, we've got this one, 200 units shipped, 188 received. There is a difference between them, even if it's one way or the other, it doesn't matter. We want to go through all of these, items, and we want to check this shipment out because there is a discrepancy in this shipment. Now, I'll talk about that in the next chapter, but what I do want to say is we do this process within my business twice a week because we ship in so many units. Now, what I will say is if the details in the shipped column, and that's the one we're looking at the top, don't match that received column, again at the bottom, then obviously you've got a discrepancy. So you need to jump to my next chapter, and that is about what to do. What I'll do is I'll jump back onto the computer now, and I'll give you another example of what we've done in a previous shipment discrepancy and how we went through that whole process. So let's jump on the computer now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go through a previous shipment that we've had. Now, unfortunately, when I'm filming this, my team are so good that they've actually investigated every single shipment. So I don't have one that I can investigate right now, but I will obviously show you how they've done it and what goes through. So first things first, we are here in a couple of our shipments, and the one I want you to look at right here is this shipment right here. So we've got 133 units shipped, 132 received, obviously a problem. So let's go into that shipment now and actually have a look at that. Now, when you load up the shipment itself, you're going to see information about the shipment summary, the shipment name, and it says over here, should we say the contents, what's happened, and it says like fee information, absolutely fine, and it gives you a lot of information down here around what's happened. Now what we're really interested in doing is coming over to the content section right here. It says this is where it has a reconciliation tab, what's going on. So you click on your content section, what you're going to see is all the products that you've purchased. So we've got all our products down here that we bought, and it's really telling us what items have happened here. So it says like 30 cents, 30 received, 6 cents, 6 received, 1 cent, 1 received, 96 cents, 96 received. Now the one thing I want you to look at, just on the right hand side, it says status. Now right here it says case submitted. But for you, when you have a discrepancy, i.e. this was originally 30 and then 29 received, it will allow you to, it will have a button which will say reconcile. When you click reconcile, what you can do is you can provide additional information about that shipment or the products you shipped, i.e. you're going to have to send in invoices, put an email confirmation together, put that all together into like one PDF and upload it to Seller Central. And what I'll do now is I'll jump into that case, because it creates a case on Amazon to show you what we did and the way that worked, and obviously how we got that stock back. Now, if Amazon don't respond to your case, what I will say is you can follow up by replying to it, but always remember it does take time. So give them like 3 to 5 days before you follow up. But once you've raised the case, you're generally fine. They will look at it and obviously come back. Okay, so here we are in the case, and I'll start at the very beginning and then work our way back so you can see the whole resolution through Amazon. So quite simply, my team, you can see it says like final discrepancy action requested, and we kind of highlighted to the SKU, that's the product there, please investigate. So Amazon said, please require invoice to be uploaded for the case to be investigated. And our comments we come back with is, hi, how are you? I hope you're doing fine. Obviously being nice to the person that comes in. Now going forward, kindly be informed that we have concern for the following items from the shipment. So what is the SKU, what's the item, what's the ASIN, and what's the FNSKU, because it's FBA product. Now please be informed that I've ordered and shipped 30 units, but Amazon received only 29. With that having said, may I kindly ask to reimburse for the 1 unit we are missing. Moreover, please have attached the order documentation. So quite simply, my team members, what they've done is they've basically done 2 things. They've got the invoice or the shipment confirmation from the supplier, followed by any emails they have, and put that into one PDF, and obviously added that as an attachment down here, the PDF, into this as well. So you have to show evidence you actually bought the units, and obviously those units are at least what you shipped in. Obviously to say that you actually purchased it and shipped in that amount. Now that's it. Now quite simply, Amazon have come back. Thank you for contacting. We're currently investigating this thing, and that's just a notification. Fine. So once we've done it, that was 1 minute later, that came back. Now Amazon have come back here and said, we are confirming that the following units are missing from the fulfillment center. We've initiated a reimbursement of £8.80 for the missing units, and if we find units on the fulfillment center for the same FNSKU, condition and expiry date if relevant, as the lost or damaged units, we may transfer these units to our inventory instead of paying the reimbursement value. For example, if you've previously been reimbursed for your lost units and it was subsequently found in our network, we may use that found units to satisfy the future claim of that product, and obviously if the units are added to inventory, it can be viewed in the adjustment report. Long story short, right now we said we purchased 30 units, shipped them in, only 29 got received. They're going to give us the money for it, but if in the future they find the 1 unit, they'll take the money back and give us the 1 unit we found. It does happen, and you'll see it. It does happen in your inventory report. Obviously you can see the kind of information there, and they put a lot more information around it. So I hope that kind of helps and that's useful for you. Now, if I come back to the original shipment, the net result you can see is on that shipment that we showed you earlier, we had the 30 shipped in and the 30 here received. And if I highlight, it says the 29 units have been received and 1 unit has been reimbursed. So you can see that now that's actually now been credited back. You can see that on our account as well. Now, the one thing which I will say about shipment discrepancies, managing shipment discrepancies, and also as well, what I've done research for this video as well, is most of the time, Amazon will reimburse the amount you lost due to the shipment discrepancy, obviously if you can provide enough proof. But if it's due to encoding errors on your behalf, i.e. let's say for example you shipped 12 units but you only wrote 10 in the shipment plan, Amazon will not credit that back. Even with the way they've done it as well, is even if you've misrepresented the shipping weights, that can cause problems as well. So what do I say? Double, triple check your shipment plans before sending it into Amazon. That is going to save you so much money. Now today I'm talking about shipment discrepancies, chasing them up. Now the one thing which I will say, and maybe you look at it earlier, is that I was looking for an example of how you can go through this process, but unfortunately I couldn't give you one. Why? Because my team have done it already. They are on top of it. They are like on fire. Every single, twice a week they're doing it. They're checking all the shipments. They're doing all the reconciliations, doing the reports. I'm doing none of this at all. But what does this mean? It means I can focus on building the business, not doing the administration side. I have right now 2 7-figure businesses plus FastTrackFBA. There's 3 companies that I run. And the reason why I've been able to do this is because I've built a team, and also as well, I've built a team that have been able to help me growing the business and giving me the reports, the information I need to know. And you too can get one as well. It's a service we now offer within the FastTrackFBA VA Academy, whereby we find, hire and train an admin VA to work in your business, your member of staff, and we support them for 12 weeks to get them up to the standard they need to be operating the same as mine in the UK and the USA business. Now, if this is something that you're interested in and want to know more and want to book a free 30-minute consultation call to get you away from the admin to focus on the profit generating activities in your business, look down below and have your questions answered. Now, this leads me nicely onto my fourth, my final chapter. How can you avoid shipment discrepancies going forward? Let's talk about that now. So, first things first, make sure what is inside your box when you ship it and what you state on the Amazon Seller Central shipment page is what you're actually shipping. We talked about earlier, if you don't do this, it won't get reimbursed. Now, when building your Amazon shipment plan, ensure that you're always entering exactly, and I mean exactly, what is going into the box. Again, no matter how many shipments or boxes you create, always double or triple check those shipment plans before sending it into Amazon. And also, make sure you're getting the correct box weights. Now, this is very important to get right, as you're going to use those box weights to prove what was in the box if anything goes missing. I.e., let's say, for example, you ship 10 items that weigh 1 kilogram each, and you stated it only weighs 2 kilograms, then they're going to say, well, the missing items that you've had missing weren't in there because 2 lots of 2 kilograms is only 2 items, and maybe all 10 weren't checked in. So as a result, you're not going to get reimbursed, you're not going to get refunds for those products, and you're going to lose that money when you raise a case with Amazon Seller Central. Now, the second thing I recommend for you, take photos of what's in each box. If you're preparing or prepping your products, take photos of what products you're putting in each box before you seal or ship it. This is a great way, to raise a case. You've got photographic evidence of it. I even know some prep centers whereby they have a camera sat over the box and it's filming as the products are being put in. So if Amazon Seller Central ever question it, you can literally send them the video of the box being prepped and sealed, and obviously Amazon can't dispute that. Now, the third top tip for you is monitor every shipment that arrives in Amazon. Make this a routine in your weekly schedule. By doing this, you can manage your shipment inventory effectively, which prevents discrepancies. For us, we use the Ultimate Sourcing Sheet within our business, and what I'll do is I'll leave a link down below, but quite simply, not only does this help us manage what's coming in from the supplier, making sure that is correct, but also making sure that we're going out, everything correctly being shipped out as well. It changes the game, and if you're not in control of your stock, you're going to be losing so much money. Trust me, I know sellers who have lost their businesses because they didn't control the stock side. This is so important. Now, what I will say is that managing Amazon shipment discrepancies is hard, but what if Amazon has actually lost your shipment or your inventory? It does happen. What I'll do is I'll leave a video around here of an interview I had with a good friend of mine called Norm Rogers, the owner of Seller Toolkit, which basically talked about how to spot if Amazon's lost, or should say damaged, your inventory. Check that out. I think you're going to love it. But hopefully you've liked this video. If you have, give me a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button down below. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.